Hey you guys, and thanks for stopping by the Makeup by Maura channel. Of course, I'm Maura, and you guys already know I appreciate you coming to kick it with your girl. So before I get started, I do want to go ahead and let you guys know that it's gonna be my favorite foundations, and we're talking sort of expensive and drugstore. I do have a video that I will link down below because I do go through some of my favorite drugstore foundations, and some of these are included in there as well, but these are like my all-time go-tos. Like, I'm always grabbing them to use them and stuff, so I definitely wanted to share this with you guys. And also Cherese asked for it, so I'm gonna give her what she wants, and I'm sure this could help some of you guys out too as well. And I'll also link a few other videos down below, but I'll let you guys know which ones as we continue to keep going on with the video. Let's go ahead and get started and see what foundations I am loving, okay? So first off, and like I said, these are my staple items, the ones that I love personally and that I love to use on my clients as well. So the first one here is the the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. I love this. Oh my gosh. I mean, seriously, it's super matte. It's very easy to work with, and if we read the back here, it is demi-matte, excuse me, so that means that it's gonna give you that somewhat of a matte finish, but nonetheless, this bitch is matte, okay? And it wears up to, it says 24 hours, medium coverage, air light texture, and it is saying that oil control is within this tube here, which I can definitely say all of that is true. Now, I haven't tested it to be like, oh, it really wears for 24 hours. I think they have a pretty decent range of colors. I know it doesn't get too deep in color. I am in the color Classic Tan, so that's my color in this one, but super awesome foundation. This is like that foundation that I love to go to when I want just like a flat look and don't really want all of that luminescence and stuff going on. And it's perfect for the oily girls out there. So loving this. It was a hit when it first came out, and it is still a hit today. So if you haven't tried it, please do. It'll be worth it, I promise. So next up, I have same company. L'Oreal is one of my favorite drugstore brands. This is the L'Oreal Pro Glow Foundation. So this is the Pro Matte sister over here. I absolutely love this one, and I have it on right now. It's just so awesome. So let's read the back of this one. Radiant finish, wears up to 24 hours, medium coverage, and air light. So yes, some of the same characteristics with this one. The only difference is the finish is more radiant, which it is. It's definitely a lot more glowy and dewy as opposed to the matte, but it's something about this foundation, guys. You know, they might as well call it Mary. It's something about Mary, okay? Like, this foundation is so bomb. I did do a review and demo on it when it first came out, so I will definitely link that video below as well. That way you can check it out and see my first impression and thoughts on this when it first came out. But again, just like the Pro Matte, I believe this one is a hit as well. They did come out with the total cover, I believe, and that one is supposed to be like snatching people up. So I don't know, I haven't been able to get my hands on the newest one that they have came out with, but nonetheless, these two for sure are awesome. And I really think if you like that dewy and radiant finish, it's healthy looking, it makes you look so fresh and revived, so that's why I love it. So next up, Milani, another one of my favorite drugstore brands. So this is their 2-in-1 Perfect and Conceal Foundation. I am in the shade 9. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I am also in the shade Classic Tan in the Pro Glow as well. This stuff is so awesome. I actually need to get more. Not sure if you guys can see this, but there's like really nothing in there. All that's just residue left on the bottle, but I have to get some more. This foundation is so awesome. So it says medium to full coverage, lightweight, oil-free formula, long-wearing, water-resistant, and sweat-proof. It is definitely medium to full coverage. I will definitely, you know, testify to that. I can see how they're saying it's oil-free. You do want to be careful with this though, because I'm combination oily, so if I don't use a good primer and use a really good setting powder with it, it can get a little too oily for me, but nonetheless, I've just really been loving the radiant skin look, so I'm loving this. I do have every single color of these because it's in my makeup kit, and this is like a go-to item for me to use on my clients. Again, I think they have a decent shade range, however, it doesn't get too deep. I think the darkest color is chestnut, which is number 13, and it's a nice deep brown color, but when we're talking ebony, chocolate, not so much, okay? So keep that in mind. Formula's awesome. The wear is awesome. I love the way it looks. I get a lot of compliments when I wear this. So it's great because you can build it. Even though it says medium coverage, you have the hand to decide whether you just want something lightweight, medium, or full. So keep in mind, and that's with any foundation, you can make it as light as you want to, and you can make it as heavy as you want to, so remember that. I also have a video when I first got this and tried it, so I will link that one below as well. And so now we get into the fun part with the high-end foundation. The first one is going to be tried and true, my NARS Sheer Glow. I absolutely love this. I'm in the shade Tahoe. I just love this. It gives such a natural look. It's like airbrushed and it's perfect. I just absolutely love this, and this is what I tend to grab whenever I'm going out and I'm really trying to glam it up, okay? Like my NARS Sheer Glow is thebomb.com. I love it. I think that the formula is awesome. It's great. They do say Sheer Glow is not really for oilier skin, but I haven't had a problem with it, and I actually find that it does dry nicely. So it's kind of in between like a satin and a dewy finish, if that makes any sense. But of course, putting your other products on just lets this be set beautifully, and I promise you this $54, however much it is, 50-something dollar foundation is definitely worth it if you are interested in investing in it. I mean, it's totally awesome. The last two are by MAC. So the first one is the Studio Fix Fluid, and I absolutely love this. This one right here is NC44, but I'm normally NC44, NC45, but this is like full coverage foundation, and it has a powdery finish. So that's why it's definitely geared more towards oilier skin. So if you have dry skin, you might want to stay away from this just because the finish, it might cling to maybe some dry patches or dry areas on your face and not look as hot as you want to look, okay? So keep that in mind, and it's great for photographs, I find. You just have to be careful because whenever you have stuff with the SPF, it tends to leave a little bit of a white cast, so just be mindful with the other products that you're using in conjunction with this if you're trying to use this for like a photo shoot or whatever. But nonetheless, I love it when I'm going for that full-on, full coverage glam, and I do have a lot of these in my kit as well. Again, photo shoot purposes, awesome. I think MAC is always just one of those companies that's gonna be booming no matter what, okay? It's MAC. Okay. The last one I have here is like my new all-time favorite, the MAC Matchmaster foundation, and I am in the shade 7.0 in this one. So the 6.0 is a little too light for me. However, I like this one because it does give me like a more of a bronzed look and bronzed finish. So I love this. I love the finish. It is very dewy and radiant, but at the same time, once it sets, it's kind of like satiny and whatever, but I love it. I love the finish that it gives, and again, I love this color just simply because it gives me more of a bronzy look. So whenever I'm not trying to be looking all pale and stuff, I will opt for this one. And the coverage is medium, but you can make it full. I would suggest putting on one layer and then of course letting that one dry and then adding another layer on top of that. But nonetheless, each of these bottles is supposed to be able to fit up to 2 to 3 shades of people. So it has some sort of shade matching technology in here. I don't really know how true that is. It is definitely easy to blend in and use other things to make it work and whatnot. I will say this one, it does come off a little bit more on the thicker side, but once you start putting it on, it's not too thick. But yeah, I love it. And that concludes my favorite foundation. Normally, I'll go ahead and tell you guys, like on an everyday basis, like all the time, every day, more of like a go-to thing for just running around or whatever, I'm always grabbing these two. Pro Glow or Milani. Like, I'm always using these two more so for an everyday basis. Depending on what's going on, if there's some kind of like event or something, but it's not gonna be like a super long event, but I wanna make sure I'm matte and I don't have to worry about my oil and stuff, I will use the Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. But when we're talking about getting real fancy and going out, like per se out to a bar or a club or a concert or just some kind of big event that is going to be at least, I know I'm going to be out for like 4 hours or more or something, I will more than likely grab my NARS just because I love it and I love the way it looks. And as the night goes on and my own natural oils start working with it, it just looks absolutely flawless and I love it. So yeah, and again, you guys, photo shoots for the Studio Fix, and when I just want a more bronzed look, I will do this. And this is also something that I like to wear when I'm going out also. I find that it wears long and it just gives me that bronzed goddess type of feel when I'm ready to just slay. Yeah, so that's that. But anyway, you guys, those are my favorite foundations right now that I am absolutely loving. And again, I will make sure to link all those videos that are linked to these that I spoke about today down below, so you guys can check out those as well to get a little bit more in depth with them. But yeah, you guys already know how it goes. I will see you in my next video.